So Jane Elliot, some years ago, she did this video, and all of these things still apply. So what's happening is really simple, y'all. She has a classroom full of people, blacks and whites. She's addressing all of the white students. Now she's giving not just her take, but facts and reality. Now, the students that she's speaking to are all white. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what's being said, and then I'm going to close this video out.
Perception is everything. White people look vicious and ugly and non-caring and cruel and arrogant and powerful and condescending and angry. Are you angry?
No.
Oh, good for you. Are you angry?
Trying not.
Trying not to be. Now, does that take a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Are you holding it in?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really, really hard not to react to me?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really hard not to look at me?
At the moment, yes.
Yes. Why?
Because I don't want to make myself more upset.
You don't want to make yourself more upset by looking at me.
Yes.
Right. Does that take a lot of time, a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Is that hard for you?
Yes.
Could you develop an ulcer over this?
Amen.
You had to do it every.
Is she angry? And is it hard for her to not get angry? And she don't want to look at her at all. Okay, those questions she was asking a white student. This other white student is raising her hand to try to speak. Part of the lesson is, if you're raising your hand to try to say something, it's because you want to say what you want to say. And basically, you're really not listening to learn, you're listening to respond type of situation. So this girl starts crying and talking about how she persecuted two people for standing up and speaking. Now, anytime someone is trying to make points, when you're speaking against white supremacy or anything that basically destroys people inside here, and in here, physically, yeah. And we see it on the police force, we see it in our school systems, we see it everywhere. What is it to defend? What points are you trying to make? This is part of the problem with people. You cannot listen if you're talking. So even though she raised her hand, it's always let me try to make my point. Now, I do know she's going to leave out the room and then try to cool off and come back. We'll watch what happens.
Are you in any physical danger here? Is that girl in any physical danger here?
And let me say, notice people always end up in tears. They're always so emotionally distraught because they're being told there's no white supremacy being accepted in this room. You can't have it your way here. And it's coming from a white woman, so they can't say, you're racist to her, right? Which it doesn't matter. Racists are always calling somebody racist. But what is all the crying for? What's all the emotions about? Always, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. You won't let me do what I want to do. Mentally, people that think like that they're not well. Something's definitely not right up in here. But notice it's always when people can't be racist, they can't be full of hate and express it and just get away with it, which is one of the things that's wrong with this era of time right now, where this is what people think freedom of speech is. Just say whatever you want. Doesn't matter how deep it cuts. Doesn't matter what it is. You should be able to just say it. But the people that say that don't want you to even correct them for being wrong. This is what you're seeing here. I'm just not free to be me. And these are people that you think should know better. Okay? Let's go.
Emmett Till was hanged by his neck after he was beaten almost to death, simply because he made a statement to a white woman. Every time I do the exercise, there is a point at which I know I have made the point. And we could stop there, but you have to nail it down. And so it goes on longer than some people think it should, but you have to nail it down. People at this institution,
You made your point, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. What is my point that I've made?
Now, here's another white student who interrupts her. You made your point already, right? Rude, no manners, no, right? I keep telling people, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to always emphasize it because it's never going to go away. I'll be long gone before people stop being racist. Notice how, no matter what you talk about, even when people can come to common ground on other situations, when it comes to racism, it's always racist people who get offended. They feel uncomfortable inside and don't feel like they should be questioned or called out on it. They should have the right to exercise it. But hey, I was trying to camouflage it and not show it. But now, the more you talk, the more this hatred is coming out of me. And anytime somebody can't look at you, they're sitting there doing this. These are college kids, man. This isn't some third grade, second grade when kids get mad and poke out their lip. The girl was literally sitting here doing this. You know, I don't want to look at you because it's going to make me mad. And these are the people that you end up marrying. These are your brothers and sisters. These are people that this is the behavior that they display. And if this is what you consider freedom of speech, or you're taking it away from us, we know it's a lot of people on this planet that think just like that. But you see how nothing you can talk about. Somebody can talk about your mom, your dad, the person you're dating. It will not make them react the way they react to these type of situations. It's like, I just don't want to hear it. Because even though this woman isn't talking directly to me, she's nailing it. She's describing me. And I feel some type of way about it. And they don't want to change. Now, she's going to say what she's going to say. And this is when the girl's going to try to come back in the room. And she's going to straighten her out. And notice how she brought up Martin Luther King was assassinated for talking, right? Emmett Till was assassinated, was murdered because he made a comment to a white woman, right? Is anybody in here endangering you? No, they just simply don't want to be corrected. They don't want to feel like they're wrong. They don't want to admit they're wrong. I have the right to be. And I don't know these people in particular, but man, people like that, they go to church. They're your school teachers. They're your bus drivers. They're your attorneys. They're your judges. You understand? Everything. Your police officers, your firemen, your doctors. Yeah, which means I can purposely not save you because I'm racist. I can purposely put a bullet in you and unalive you because I'm racist. I can purposely make trouble for your kid or lie on your kid because I'm racist. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can purposely not climb that ladder and save you even though I had ample time because I'm racist. People don't understand the power of this stuff, though, when they're on the side of the racists. But when it's, they don't even experience it. But if it's done back to them, oh, everything about that person that showed racism towards them. And 10 times out of 10, it's not even racism being shown towards them. It's resistance and anger and hurt and everything else inside of that person that they're retaliating or they're not taking it. But who's going up to them? Who's going up to these racist people? Just making racist comments and doing racist things. And that's why racist people try to play the race card. With the whole, but you're only saying it about us, and when we see what's actually happening in real time, right? Let's proceed.
But you can't make generalizations about any place because there's racism everywhere.
That's right. And while it may be No. You don't come back in here until you've apologized to every person in this room. Because you just exercised a freedom that none of these people of color have. When these people of color get tired of racism, they can't just walk out because there's no place in this country where they aren't going to be exposed to racism. They can't even stay in their own homes and not be exposed to racism if they turn on the television. But you, as a white female, when you get tired of being judged and treated unfairly on the basis of your eye color, you can walk out that door. And you know it won't happen out there. You exercise the freedom they don't have. If you're going to be in here, you're going to apologize to every black person in this room. And do it now.
I'm
And
sorry.
Latinos, every
There's
person of color.
racism. This country.
Bullshit. No, you're not going to say, I'm sorry there's racism. You're going to apologize for what you just did.
I will not apologize because it's
Out.
not a matter of race always.
Out. Out. Now, is she choosing to leave? Yes. She could apologize and stay.
I won't play the wrong game anymore. It's not.
Now, she chose to walk out instead of apologizing, right? And what the little lame attempt she tried to do was, I'm sorry there's racism in this country, right? No. You see, one thing I notice about people, especially in this generation, they deflect everything. They cannot take responsibility and accountability for themselves. I'm sorry that it exists in racism. No. Your actions. What did you just do? I'm not going to play the wrong game anymore. So she picks her bag up and she walks out. See, what do you think that kid learns at home? And this is not even, these are college students. What do you think they learn at home? Where do you think they learn this bigoted nonsense from? And what you think when they go out into the world? Who do you think they feel more comfortable around? That friend that says, hey, listen, I got black friends, Latino friends. When somebody also said, yeah, and apologize to the Latinos as well. Okay. Well, bottom line, you see what Jane Elliot is doing. She's doing what parents won't do. She's doing what so many other people won't do. You can't get that crap. Not with me. You're not going to do that in front of me. I'm not going to allow it. She's making them take accountability and she's trying to wake them up and break this race chain. I have the right to be racist, though. Who are you to tell me I can't be? That's the mentality of these people. That this is what you're hearing. So I'm going to miss class and walk out. So what? I don't care. I'm not going to play the wrong game anymore. See, let's let this video finish. It's almost over with. It's like some seconds left, and I'm going to close this out.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
This room alone. Once she leaves, that's it. It's over with.
Okay? That ain't gonna hurt her. Is it gonna hurt her?
She, according to her action, it is killing her.
Yeah.
And you see that? This girl is so racist and so full of pride that she'd rather walk away than apologize. Okay? This is something that my parents was guilty of, and a lot of parents was guilty of when I was coming up as a kid, is assuming a person's position, they wouldn't do certain things. A teacher wouldn't lie on you. Police officer wouldn't lie on you. That pastor wouldn't lie on you. He's a man of God, right? Titles. And the fact that someone was a grown adult, which is why a lot of kids got molested, raped, and all types of stuff, because a lot of parents were very naive and didn't realize it. Okay? We were different from our parents' generation. My father used to say this to me all the time. I remember him saying this to me, and I got sick of it one day. And I was like 16 years old. And so I had been working since I was 13. So I never liked the whole, like, working papers. We were 13. I remember they gave them out in our school. I was in 8th grade, 13 years old. Me and my next door neighbor, we got the working papers from school, brought them home. They, my mom signed mine, his mom signed his, and we went, we started working at the same time, right? Same place, same hours. So, my father, he used to say this all the time. His way of talking to me, to all of us, it wasn't him talking to us like, let me talk to my son, let me talk to my daughters, let me educate them, let me, learn what's going on with them, let me, let them educate me on what, because I don't know what they deal with on a day-to-day. parents love to say, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about, y'all kid. Y'all start paying bills. They always say, as they always think as kids, you got nothing to worry about. There's nothing going on. You're just, right? They always say that, which is a fallacy. But my father would say things like, when you go out there looking for work, you shut your mouth up. You do what you do. Listen to what that white man tell you to do. And so, first off, let me say my father wasn't no punk. Definitely. My father would get like, he would get active. He'd get live with whoever. He didn't care what color you was. But it's something about, it doesn't make sense, but I understand. Let me say this first. I said, Pop, why you always say, dude, that white man tell you, like, what make you think the person just automatically gonna be white anyway? Which is a whole, if somebody's giving orders, if somebody's in charge, more than likely they're white mentality. Right? No. Well, my father would say that, and he like, most, and that's what he did. Pretty much wherever you go, I said, Pop, I don't care if he's white, green, purple, whatever color he is. I'm just going to do a job. I'm not there to, and he would always be like looking down, like bowing. I'm like, what are you, look, I'm like, Pop, look at what you're telling me to do. I'm literally going to stand up in front of some man's house and say, well, sir, I learned fast. I could learn. I could do anything you asked me to do. This is what he was doing. I said, is that what you did when you started working? Was you standing there bowing? And I said, I've noticed you looking down. Remember that whole thing about don't look the white man in the eye? That was that mentality. And I believe that my father experienced things that he got sick of doing this type of stuff. I wish I could play the rest of this. I can, but I'm not going to because she really got deep. I love listening to her speak because you want to know what? And this is the type of people that I spend time around. This is the type of people that I communicate with. Because you see what happens is this, right? If I'm talking to a person, and I'm going to get back to my other point. If I'm talking to a person, and I'm noticing they're not acting like themselves around me, I don't trust them. And I'm not going to bite my tongue around you. Like example, I know a guy that voted for Trump, right? He's always cool with me, always talk with me, married to a black female, don't mean shit to me though. You think when I talk to him, I'm going to bite my tongue about Trump? Or whatever we say? No. No. I'm going to say what I say about that punk-ass Tangerine. But do you understand the point what I'm saying? There's people who are really not close with you. You guys are pretending. Like, if you ever had a couple, right? If you're a couple, if your other half have ever said some corny shit like, oh, me and my best friend never argue. Don't that make you think, well, damn, you argue with me all the time. You push off dates between us to go hang with your friend. You make every excuse to not be here but be with your friend. Something's wrong there, right? You know why y'all don't argue? Because one of y'all or either both of y'all are being fake around each other. So if your friend is telling you the same things I'm telling you, somehow it's acceptable coming from that person, right? Okay. But if I tell you, it's a problem. So you understand what I mean? She's not taking this shit. She's preparing young white people and whoever else that listens to her, that she talks to, that, hey, we are not going to play this, oh, it's us against them, or, this is our country. No, that's one of the things I always respected about her. She said she had a situation where she was somewhere and she understood what it was to be tolerated. And she said, no, I'm not going to be tolerated. I'm going to be treated with respect. And that's how, right? And acceptance and kindness and love. And that's what people fail to do. Imagine being married to somebody. I want y'all to think about this, right? Because this is the thing I always tell people. Racism is not coming from us. We don't look at white people or anybody of any color and say, oh, we don't like them. No, we don't like races. We don't like white supremacy. We don't like any kind of supremacy. But imagine this. You got a white wife, got a white husband. You love that person. That person do things and treat you in ways where you feel like that person love you too. But let's say that person got a racist mom and dad, racist brothers and sisters. Something went different for this kid with this person. They don't have a problem with dating or marrying someone of another ethnicity. But they expect you to just put up with the racism. They expect you to go along with whatever their families are dishing out. How would you feel? And would you go along with it? Now, we can use any ethnicity of people. Well, we talk about America. We're here, right? And we're talking about this situation is important. 2 weekends ago, I was in Glassboro, New Jersey, and they were having a No Kings protest. I had it on video, and my phone was acting crazy, and I had to delete a lot of stuff. And I wish I could have posted that video. I had every intention on it. If you see how many miles people were lined up with this protest, and it was just one of the most beautiful things I ever saw, because it was so many people of so many different ethnicities out there, and everybody was embracing. Everybody was just, it was a beautiful thing, and I wish everybody could have saw that. Okay, it did a lot for me inside just to know there are people spread all over this place somewhere that at least have some decency inside of them. I mean, this was going on. I mean, it was for miles, and you know, when you talk to people, it's amazing how you can talk to a person who completely just has a completely different outlook than other people that hate your guts for no reason. But you're looking at them, and it's just like the annoying feeling in that is a sad thing. It's an annoying feeling to know a smile at someone that's a normal person will get a smile in return. An act of kindness to a normal person may get appreciation for that act of kindness, or act of kindness in return. Anything that, there's no agenda, no strings attached, but bottom line, anything that you can do and you're not doing anything wrong with normal people, pretty much have a positive outcome. To a racist person, because if you're racist, you're full of hate. You're full of a lot of things. It's not good. A smile to a racist person, police are pulling people over, police are questioning you. Oh, this person said you did an inappropriate gesture. Holding a door for someone, being in a line in a store, and here's a racist person, don't want to get in that line because you're there. Your kids may meet a kid that got racist parents, and that racist racist parents don't want their kids with your kids. They teach their kids to be racist. Racist cops want to pull people over, want to provoke people, and do all types of nonsense. Racist neighbors, oh, there's a strange man in our neighborhood, I don't recognize him, and he looks suspicious, and police come. This man has weights on his legs, weights in his wrists, on his hands, music on, but there's something suspicious about him. And for the police to even ask you, what are you doing here? Isn't it obvious what you're doing there? Why are you being questioned? Now, why don't the person that called, oh, it's an anonymous caller. You guys know how to trace calls, right? Why don't these anonymous callers ever have to face any consequences? We just call the police, cross our fingers, and just hope something goes wrong, and we hear pow, 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 and we see somebody covered from their feet to their head in a white sheet with, being dragged into the back of an ambulance. All of these things. And this woman is against all of that. She's against all of that. Do you know the thing that gets me? It's always racist white people arguing with her. If this woman was not speaking against white supremacy and calling these white supremacists out, calling these racist, hateful people out, they'd be saying this woman's a genius. She don't have to talk about race at all. I mean, just her credentials and what she know, what she's done, they'd be saying she's a genius, right? Let's say she's just working with people like there's no wrong in them. No, she is completely against racism. So when you see her in a room and it's 95% white people in the room, and the people getting offended, getting up, walking out the room and angry and always trying to play the victim. I'm a victim of being what I am, being racist. But I'm being called out for it. Why? Why don't I have the right? You notice this is the only time in America you hear people talk about freedom of speech is when they want to say something hateful and racist. You never hear otherwise them saying it. You never hear that freedom of speech come up anything else. A person can say something inappropriate to another person. Hey, excuse me, I know I don't know you, but man, you got a fat ass. I like to bite that motherfucker. No, they don't talk about freedom of speech, but you know what they'll say? I mean, hey, you a good looking woman. You got them tights on. I thought maybe you wanted attention. I mean, I'm just saying, I know that's your man, but I'm just saying, oh, he must not care either. He lets you come out like that. I mean, you hear all types of stupid things. I remember I saw a video where this guy was in a gym somewhere and he's talking to these women and he's saying to them, like, that they want to have a threesome. And I remember the one blonde haired chick went up and they was like, I don't know, this guy just keeps harassing me. He's acting, I want to have a threesome and some other, so he's, and when the cops came to talk to him, because the gym, one of the guys in the gym was telling him, like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, people saying that you harassing them, making them uncomfortable. And, but he basically was just talking like nothing was supposed to happen. He didn't talk about freedom of speech. He basically was talking about, I was just saying, no, I just said, I didn't want to, have a threesome. Right? He wouldn't explain. It's almost like he wanted to lie and say he meant like working out. But it's like, come on, man, people are not stupid. He knew what he meant. But when it comes to racism, nope, freedom of speech. When it comes to just hate speech, it's freedom of speech. When it comes to inappropriate things being said, anything outside of racism is just basically, nah, I was just saying blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to some hateful shit, and let me tell y'all something. The fact that there's so many immature, ignorant people on this earth right now. Like, I don't care. You can have, like, people talk about, oh, my IQs. Who cares about your little IQ test? Nobody cares about that. You can have book smarts. You can learn certain subjects and be good at certain things, curriculum-wise and all that shit. But when it comes to day-to-day life, and I mean, you have some people that is about as intelligent as a box of rocks. And it's always, when it comes to this woman here, every time you turn around, it's always the racist white people that can't control how they feel. They look at her like she's a traitor. And this is why America is in the position that it's in. How many black government officials do you see? How many people do you see black making rules in this country? How many people do you see black and let me explain this. I don't care if you are black and have a high position. If you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. So let's make this clear. When Obama ran for president, I told people we were sitting around and I said, and I'm saying it again, I said, I don't give a shit about America having its first black president. That's all good if he's going to do his job. All I'm concerned about is that these people do their job. Y'all make celebrities out of these people, and y'all making this whole years about. I get what I understand it, but I also understand the outcome if we get somebody in here and they don't do their job. So If it satisfies you just to say there was a black president, okay, whatever. But these people are all human beings, and they have the ability to do dumb shit. So I always felt like that. I never, oh yeah, just because he's black, yeah, Obama. No, it was. I'm listening to them. He clearly was had better ideals and ideas than McCain and then Hillary Clinton did. Hillary was all about, really more than anything, yes, woman power, rah rah. We need to take over. Men have been winning rolling since the beginning of time, and it's time for women. I want to be the first woman president. I mean, it was more that type of shit. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, she come with the feminist approach. Okay, whatever. But let me say, see, you can get so caught up into the whole, oh, I'm this, I'm that, we're this, we're that, we're different, we're whatever. You can go through all of that. But if you sat down and talked to everybody that you see every day and just talk to them, how many of these people you think you really get along with? Or you feel like after that conversation, that's somebody I would hang out with? How now, if you just one of them happy-go-lucky people, a person don't have to have any morals at all, you just hang with anybody, that's not a good thing. But there's people who you really find out what they're made of. Like, talk to people about the Bible and look at how they endorse slavery and how they make excuses for slavery. Look, I mean, all the things. Scripture that's talking about a woman who goes out and have sex and she's not married, how it was a scripture saying to like set her on fire and burn them until they are unalived. Now, how many people out there want that for their daughters? Just saying. And they always try to, yeah, but you got to understand back then. Let me just say and close this video. People are really not smart. They're really not good people. They're emotionally torn apart. They're not stable in the head. That doesn't mean you can't go out and accomplish things. No, but they're not stable. And the fact that a person is too stubborn, so filled with hate and racism, that they can't apologize. That always stood out with me when I saw this video. And I came across it, and again, I said I was going to talk about it, but that always stood out to me. How a person is so racist, they can't even say, I'm sorry. Well, why say it if you don't mean it? So she stood on, I'm not apologizing. She don't want to be wrong for what she did. They never do. It's like the woman who lied and said a man hit her car. He didn't hit her. He had a little fender bender with someone else. And she chased the guy. And the police dispatcher was telling the lady not to follow him and go back to the scene, scene of the crime, or whatever, scene of the accident. And she's, agreed to do that. But then she goes after him. She's like, I'm not budging till the police come. But she's following this guy. She pulls her firearms out on this guy. She unalives this guy. She lied about everything. She brought that whole situation on herself. So an incident that you saw happen, you made it about you, and you had nothing to do with it. That woman did exactly what she planned on. When she got her gun, and she texted her friend, which the police retrieved her text messages, and her saying, I just got my gun. Talking about, yeah, I'll use it if I have to, right? So yeah, she didn't do what she was supposed to do. She took this guy's life. And she stood there on the stand talking about, when they asked her, did you learn anything from this? I learned that you're not going to always get the reaction from people that you want, and no matter how right you are. So in her mind, she's still right. Things don't always work out the way it's supposed, and playing the victim. Because she couldn't mind her business and do what she was supposed to. So it goes to show you, one of the things about racist people, they think they're above all laws. We've seen videos of police officers pulling over other police officers, judges, senators. You know who I am? Get your supervisor on the phone right now. Right? Yeah. I saw one where this guy did the same thing, and he told the guy on the phone, he's like, I don't want this woman on this road patrolling this area. They relocated her to a different stop, like the area that she patrols, and whenever they would talk on the radio, it was a group of them. They would always go to a different channel. Now this was live. This is on YouTube. This is right here on this. So I'm sitting there going, look at this. And the woman even said she noticed a difference of how she's being treated at the precinct that she was in, and the people that she actually thought had her back. She saw a different side of them. But that's what, do you know who I am? And this and this and that. I'll have your job for this, and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm telling you guys, you don't think it means anything until it happens to you or your loved ones. But I appreciate people like Jane Elliot because, see, she's doing what a whole lot of people that look just like her are afraid to do. And if you feel differently inside, but you act differently outside because you want to fit in with the masses, then you're trash. Because you're going along with something because you have no backbone, which means in the long run, that's the thing. People, they feel tolerated by you. They feel like they have to camouflage and be somebody else. I've heard black people say that ever since I was a kid. I feel like I can't be myself when I go to work. I have to fit in and act like it. No. They're saying, unless I do, I feel like my job is threatened. And, people always try to play this race card nonsense when they're the ones displaying racism, but you don't take it. So, if you don't think, and I played that because I wanted people to see. She has a lot of older videos and stuff. Well, one thing I always respected is like she doesn't pull punches. She don't pull punches. She flat out says what she wants to say and what needs to be said. But she's one of the white people that they never want to show her face. They never want to play what she do. If you notice, the majority of the times you see her being interviewed and speaking, it was by who? Her own videos that you see her doing, or somebody of color. They don't really want you to see people like her. They want you to see the opposite. Grown adults, she put them in their place and let them know. And the fact that you have a problem with the person because they speak against racism and hate, we already know what you are. And this is how you raise your kids. And this is exactly how and why people look at little kids and don't give a hell what happens to little kids. Because they're like, that same little kid you breaking your neck to save is going to grow up and end up just like the racist parents. Do you understand? Racist people keep this stuff going. And people who are a victim of racism, that's not afraid of it, that fights back, you don't know who's who. The scary ones just walk around playing puppet master, but they try to hide. Not be seen. And it's always racist people trying to make a point as if like they're not wrong for being racist. Or it's a double standard. No, it's not a double standard, man. It's never a double standard with these racist people. My thing, it's like I said, when you see officers of color slamming white women down, pregnant white women down, young little white kids down, putting guns to their head, unaliving them. Do you think white America wouldn't flip and lose their mind? Of course they would. You want to know what the fear of racist people are? That non-racist white people is not going to get involved. And they know that there's strength in numbers, right? They know people of color is not going to get involved. But there's coons everywhere. There's buck dancers everywhere. But that's the fear. So anything that they stand for, they want to look strong and have a huge amount of people there. And preferably everybody that looks like them. Because racist people don't think they need us for anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they try to flip it and make it seem like, people are being racist. No, nobody's being racist towards you. We're telling you to go screw yourself and we're not taking that crap from you. That's what that comes down to. This woman, Jane Elliot, there need to be more people like her. white, black, Latino, everything, Indian, Russian, whatever. Why? Because if people are being real about what's happening, and your influence will have people watching you going, damn. Now, not only do you have one, but two, or three, four, more, 5, 6, 20, 1,000. That's what people need to see. They need to see. Stand up men and women, and they need to see the progress of it. One person at a time, scattered around. It's almost like a turtle race in terms of progress with that. But yeah, this is what I like to see. And people like her need to be heard. They need to be seen. Jane Elliot, y'all. That's all I got for y'all. Catch y'all on the next video.